All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. It doesn't get old with Antonio Brown, that's for sure, Tim. More drama going on in Oakland. This time, you know what?
Where's your air-shoot helmet?
Yeah, it sounds like that they're actually going to put their foot down. I mean, do you think here Mike Mayock saying, you know, we got to get him here to camp. He's either all in or all out?
What does that mean? It's tough talk, but what does it mean? Are they going to cut him?
I mean, they're not going to cut him because then they have to pay him. But they potentially could put him on one of those non-football suspended lists.
They could.
And not pay him because he's not showing up to practice. No. But here's what I think. This is my theory on Antonio Brown. It happened last year. I think he's just doing whatever he can to get out of training camp practice.
Probably.
That's just my theory.
Yeah.
So he's coming up with these stupid things. We saw the injury, but the helmet thing, that'll just buy him another week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's a guy who's got a reputation for being such a hard worker. That's what drove me crazy anytime I would criticize Antonio Brown from his fanatics, his personal fan base, as opposed to the Steeler fan base that exists, which is, you know, people throwing the work reputation in my face. Yeah, he's a hard worker when he feels like working, but he skips meetings, he skips practice, he skips games. Isn't that part of working?
Yeah, he's on his phone during meetings if he goes to it.
That's another reason why he eventually, when push comes to shove, he will show up, because as a general rule of thumb, you aren't checking your bank account at work unless you're worried about not having money in it. I don't think you just look at it to say, yeah, I've got enough in there, especially after the hot air balloon rides and the now multiple lawsuits that he's facing. The $40,000 chef lawsuit is another favorite of mine that just came down the pike. But he's looking to see if he has enough money in his account to cover whatever bill is coming next.
You know, here's my question. I know he's making a ton of money. You know, say what do you think he makes? $20 million a year or something like that? But he's spending $500,000 a month on jewelry. Yeah, this is going to run out soon.
Float like a butterfly, sting like AB.
Yeah, it's going to run out soon. If it's running out now, and that's when you'll see him back at training camp or practice, because he's not going to lose out on $50 million, that's for sure, and 30 of it was guaranteed. Let's go out to Jerry in Hempfield. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, Rich. I'm just going to reiterate on this Antonio Brown. The Raiders organization, like you said, they're not too happy with him. I think when they come to the new collective bargaining, I think there should be a provision put in there that, using Antonio Brown as an example, we're going to give you $35 million signing bonus. And if you don't come here and on time and this and that, you got to forfeit that $35 million. Because if we cut you, you're not going to walk away with $35 million and stick our organization with us.
Well, I'm going to take that a different direction, Jerry, and thanks for the call. I get what you're saying, but the smart thing to do if you're the NFL when the CBA rolls around is do it like the NHL, which is guarantee contracts, not 7-8 years like the NHL does, but guarantee contracts for 2 or 3, and then have the pro-rated signing bonus go over those years of the deal and have options on the back end or something like that. But in the NHL, you can't renegotiate a deal once it's signed, and that takes away the power of the players from running out on their deal and leaving the team hamstrung with the cap allocation. So that's how they should do it. It should be more like the NHL than anything else.
Yeah, but you also, I mean, the guaranteed money, this whole signing bonus, yes, I like it, and I think the players like it, and they do it in other sports. But, you know, you run into problems like this now with Antonio Brown. Now it's only a few players, but now you already gave him that money.
Well,
he already has that money.
You can already go through arbitration with the players' union to get the signing bonuses back. That exists. What I'm worried about is how the NFL, as teams, protect themselves from the treatment that you've seen from guys like Antonio Brown and now Zeke Elliott and Melvin Gordon going out on valid contracts.
All right, let's go out to Bill, Mount Lebanon. What's up, Bill?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thanks for calling.
I got 2 questions for you.
Go ahead.
Number one, that fourth-string quarterback for the Steelers at Hodges, he looked good last night. And number 2, the Pirates got to get rid of Clint Hurdle. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot, Bill. I mean, let's start with Hodges first. I don't think he has any shot at making his team. You and I were talking about this before we walked down, unless something happens.
If he didn't have
Dobbs.
a funny nickname, nobody would be.
Yeah, no one would know who he is. Yeah, he's been impressive, but he's the 4th arm there. I don't think they give up on Dobbs. I really don't.
Yeah, the only reason why Hodges' good play in training camp and the preseason matters, big picture for the Steelers, is not if he plays. It's that if he plays well enough, that they deem one of the other 2 guys expendable to the point that, oh, I don't know, they talked to Tampa about one of their 3 available tight ends, or Houston for one of their tight ends, and maybe make a trade for a backup quarterback for a tight end?
Here's the one thing we know for sure. They're not keeping 4 quarterbacks. They won't put Hodges on the practice squad because they don't even have enough reps for, say, Dobbs is the 3rd guy.
They don't need it.
So that's not going to happen. They need other help. So Hodges won't be around unless something happens with Dobbs. To answer your second question, I don't know what the Pirates should do right now, but if they want to compete next year and if they want to win some fans back, I hate to say it, but they might have to just clean house, start with the new regime, try to win your fan base back, and say, you know what, we're going to rebuild and trust us here. So then you have now it's on those guys, and you're not asking.
Why do you hate to say it? I don't hate to say it. They need to clean
well,
house.
you know,
and
I mean.
Yeah,
I don't want to ever
guys.
see anyone get fired.
They're
That's
nice guys. I mean, I like Hurdle and Huntington as well as far as personal interaction goes. But, I mean, I heard Neil Huntington on his radio show today talk about how they're trying to make 2020 be like 2013 after 2012 fell apart.
They said Huntington told me that before this year.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
But, I mean,
this is going to be
great.
like 2013.
Who's Francisco Liriano and who's Russell Martin then? Tell me who that is.
Well, that's it. You know, we were talking about this. That's it. What if they don't pick up Chris Archer's
And
option?
if you're contending like you did, you're going to go out and get Marlon Byrd and Justin Morneau at the All-Star break or at the trade deadline. That's what 2013 looked like.
And they're counting on these young guys. And look what Mitch Keller did today. 6 earned.
I don't know who's going to start in their pitching rotation. I can't figure out which way they'll go with the Archer deal. You have an 8.25 option, I think, that they have to pick up. And if they don't pick it up, okay, what are they going to do? Spread it out between 2 guys who are both half as good for $4 million?
They have to pick that up.
Or are you kidding yourself into thinking they have to pick it up because Chris Archer is still, after the disaster that he's been since he got here, one of your top 3 pitchers?
Hey, he was good with the kids today in the Little League World Series. Played catch with a couple of them, signed autographs, took selfies. All right, we got to take a break.
Any hits off of him? Nobody hit a homer off of him?
I don't know if he was pitching to the Little League World Series people, but the kids are not. But we got to take a break. We got Dan, Will, and Pete on the line. We'll get to you guys in a couple seconds.